Today I want to talk about something that feels very personal, very ancient, and very alive for me, and that is the Rh negative blood type and the spiritual themes that so many of us who carry it seem to share. Before I go any further, I want to say this gently and clearly. I myself am Rh negative, and this is not something that I approach just from research or curiosity, but from lived experience, from being deeply sensitive, intuitive, empathic, and from always feeling like I was here for something more, even when I couldn't yet explain what that meant. This is not about superiority. This is about sensitivity, remembrance, and purpose. So if this topic finds you, I invite you to listen not just with your mind, but with your body and with your intuition. From a scientific perspective, Rh negative simply means that your red blood cells lack a specific protein that most humans carry. About 85% of the population is actually Rh positive. Only around 15% of us are Rh negative. But one thing that has fascinated people for generations is that Rh negative blood doesn't always mix easily with Rh positive blood in pregnancy. In the past, before modern medicine, this could cause very serious complications. So naturally, people have asked, why would nature create a bloodline that doesn't easily integrate with the majority? Science explains this through mutation and genetics. Spiritual traditions ask different questions about lineage, soul memory, and purpose. And what's interesting is that long before modern blood typing existed, ancient cultures already believed that blood carried more than just oxygen. They believed blood carried memory, ancestry, and spiritual inheritance. Blood was seen as the bridge between the body and the soul. Now, what I find even more compelling than statistics are the experiences that people report. So many Rh negative individuals describe similar patterns, feeling emotions extremely deeply, sensing the moods of others, strong intuition, vivid dreams, feeling drained in crowds, feeling like they don't quite belong here, feeling like they are here for a reason, even if they can't articulate it yet. And if that's you, you're not imagining it. Some nervous systems are wired for action and physical survival. Others are wired for perception, sensitivity, and emotional intelligence. That sensitivity is not weakness. It's a different form of intelligence. And in spiritual traditions, sensitivity is often seen as the gateway to intuition and psychic awareness. In metaphysical and esoteric teachings, many believe that some souls incarnate from other star systems to assist with planetary evolution. These souls are often referred to as star seeds. Now, whether you take that literally, symbolically, or somewhere in between, the psychological and emotional profile of people who resonate with this idea is strikingly consistent. These are often people who feel protective of humanity. They feel grief or suffering that they haven't personally experienced. They feel responsible for helping others heal or awaken. They feel disconnected from modern systems and values. They feel called to healing, consciousness work, or service. Some traditions call these souls watchers. Some call them guardians. Some simply call them old souls. But the underlying theme is the same, a sense of mission, not ego-driven, but soul-driven. Ancient cultures believed that blood carried ancestral memory and karmic imprinting. They believed that your lineage didn't just pass down physical traits, but emotional patterns, spiritual contracts, and even unfinished missions. So when we talk about ancient blood, we're not talking about royalty or status. We're talking about soul continuity across lifetimes. Your intuition, your emotional depth, your sensitivity to energy, your desire to heal. These may not be random personality traits. They may be expressions of a soul that has walked many paths before this one. And this lifetime may be about integrating spiritual awareness into human experience, not escaping Earth, but helping Earth evolve. One of the most misunderstood traits in our world is empathy. Empathy is often framed as being too sensitive or too emotional, too affected by others. But spiritually, empathy is a navigation system. It allows you to sense danger before it appears, to feel emotional truth behind words, to detect energetic misalignment, to offer healing presence without needing to fix. This is why so many intuitive and empathetic people are drawn to roles as healers, as counselors, as artists, or as guides, space holders, and frequency workers. Your body reads the emotional field before your mind does. That's not weakness, that's perception. Perhaps the most powerful shared trait among people who resonate with these themes is not psychic ability or sensitivity. It's the feeling of being here for something. You may feel restless, unfulfilled by traditional goals, uninterested in surface level success, drawn towards inner work, healing, consciousness, or service. You may feel like you're waiting or remembering or preparing. This does not mean that you are meant to save the world alone, but it may mean that you are meant to influence the world through awareness, through compassion, and energetic presence. Sometimes the mission is not loud. Sometimes the mission is simply to anchor calm in chaos. I want to say this very clearly because it matters. RH negative does not mean superior. It does not make anyone more important or more evolved, but it may indicate nervous systems and consciousness that are tuned for subtle perception, emotional depth, and intuitive intelligence. And in times of collective upheaval and awakening, those qualities become essential. Not everyone is here to lead. Not everyone is here to fight. Some are here to sense, to stabilize, and to guide through frequency. Different roles, same human family. So if you are RH negative and this speaks to you, trust that recognition. And if you are not RH negative, but still feel deeply intuitive, empathic, and purpose-driven, you are no less part of this awakening. Because ultimately, this is not about blood alone. It is about consciousness, choosing form. Your soul chose this body, this nervous system, this level of sensitivity, not to suffer endlessly, but to transform awareness into healing. However you interpret this, spiritually, symbolically, psychologically, what matters most is this. You are not here by accident. Your sensitivity is not a flaw. Your intuition is not imaginary. Your longing for purpose is not random. You are remembering something about who you are. And whether that memory comes from ancient lifetimes, ancestral lineages, or star-born origins, your presence matters in this moment of human history. And the world needs your gentleness, your awareness, and your courage to feel. So thank you for being here. Thank you for remembering. And thank you for being part of this shift.